Hello, this is Shiju Thambi. In this video, I am going to teach you how we can create a servlet application without using any popular IDE like Eclipse or NetBeans. I am going to do everything manually. Eclipse or NetBeans are providing a lot of facilities to create Java web application, but for a beginner you need to understand how we can create a servlet application from scratch even without using any IDE. Before starting, we need to ensure that a Java enabled server is installed and up and running in your machine. I installed Apache Tomcat 7.0 under this C drive. So after installing Apache Tomcat, I will get this type of folder structure, Apache Software Foundation. Under that I can see Tomcat 7.0. Then under Tomcat 7.0 there are a lot of subfolders available. There is a bin folder which contain some application, and in lib folder you can see some API, and in web apps folder we can create our own application. So this is the location for creating web applications manually. So what we need to do is we need to create a directory structure under this web apps folder. This is the directory structure. First we need to create a folder. I'm creating a folder called app. Under this folder I need to create another folder called web-inf. Under that folder we need to create a classes folder. So this is the minimum requirement for the directory structure. We can have another subfolders also under this web-inf, but for this application I am using only this classes folder under web-inf. Now we need to ensure that before coding we need to ensure that our server is running. So for checking that, I'm opening this window from this icon and try to start the server, and for testing the server is working or not, I'm opening my browser and I'm typing localhost 8081 because I changed the port number to 8081 because 8080 is the default port number that is used by some other service in my machine. So I am using 8081. I'm getting this congratulations message after installing Tomcat successfully. So my server is up and running now. So I'm stopping this server and going back to my directory structure and creating the application. So actually I need to create a servlet. Servlet is a Java class which execute inside a server. So I need to create a servlet class and save that class under this classes folder. So I'm opening a notepad. I think I have this program already available. So I'm writing a class, a public class called test servlet, which is extending from HTTP servlet, and overriding a method called doGet And in the next session we are going to study the lifecycle methods of servlet and how the servlet program is executing. This time I am creating a simple application and try to execute without without any IDE. This is one of the file, and one more file I need to create is this XML file, web.xml file, which is called as a deployment descriptor file. This is the configuration for servlet application. So I need to save this program under my app folder. So I'm going to web apps folder. Under app folder I can find a classes folder. Here I'm going to save my program as a test servlet.java, and I'm going to save this XML file under web.inf folder as web.xml. We have to go to app and web.inf. So if I am checking this app, I can see web.inf, an XML file is coming, and under classes folder I can see the test servlet.class. Now next step is we need to compile this servlet manually. So I'm going to command prompt, changing the directory, then try to compile this class. Now I'm getting 6 errors. This errors, first error message shows like package javax.servlet does not exist. Means in my class I'm using some servlet API. This servlet API is coming with your Tomcat server, so I need to add this library which is coming under Tomcat into my class path. So to do that I need to go to Tomcat 7.0 lib folder. Under lib folder I can find servlet API. This is the servlet API I need for compiling my servlet class. So I'm copying this, I'm going back to my Java installation. Under program files, Java folder, I'm using JDK 1.7, so I'm going under 1.7. There I can find a JRE folder. Under that I can find a lib folder. Under that I can see an ext folder. This is actually the location of external jar files or external API files. So I am pasting this servlet API in this ext folder. After pasting that, again I am trying to compile. Now my program is compiled. If I am checking my location under web.inf classes, I can see test servlet.class is coming. My program is compiled successfully. Now I need to execute this program. For executing this program, in this web.xml file I configured this servlet and servlet mapping. In the next tutorial I am going to explain what is the purpose of this tag. Here we are using an URL pattern called test.do. This test.do is used to execute a servlet called test, and corresponding to this test we have a test servlet. So whenever any URL is ending with test.do, this test servlet class is going to execute. In my test servlet class there is no package name, that's why here only class name is coming. If I'm writing this class under a package name, I need to provide the full qualified class name. Means class name dot package name dot class name. Now I'm trying to execute this program. Either I can use the application name after localhost 8081 / I'm trying to access a resource which is mapped like test.do. Now it is saying like web page is not available, means my server is stopped. I need to restart my server. After starting my server, again I am trying to add localhost 8081 / test.do. Now I'm getting this output from my servlet class. Welcome to Servlet. Thanks for watching.